Let's begin with the updates from France, where the first round of voting for the presidential election concluded. Early results after the first round voting are putting incumbent President Emmanuel Macron in first place, ahead of far-right candidate Marine Le Pen. More than 97% of the vote has been counted in the first round. Projections showed 44-year-old political centrist Macron scoring 28 to 29%, with Le Pen scoring 22 to 24% of the total votes. Despite entering the campaign late and holding just one rally, Macron has performed slightly better than expected. If confirmed by the official vote count as the top two finishers, they will progress to the second round on the 24th of April. The initial projection means France is staring at a repeat of the 2017 head-to-head contest. However, there is no guarantee this time that the outcome will be the same. The next pivotal moment in the campaign will be on the 20th of April, when the two candidates will take part in a TV broadcast debate live on national television and watched by millions. The final debate often has a crucial impact on the overall outcome. Ahead of the debate, incumbent President Emmanuel Macron asked his supporters to make no mistake as nothing is decided. He added that the debate over the next fortnight will be decisive for France and Europe. Looking to face far-right nationalist Marine Le Pen, Macron has asked voters to block the extreme right.
Alors, durant les 15 jours à venir, ne ménageons aucun effort car rien n'est fait. Soyons humbles, déterminés. Allons convaincre chacune et chacun. Le 24 avril prochain, nous pouvons faire le choix d'une nouvelle époque française et européenne. Le 24 avril, nous pouvons faire le choix de l'espoir. Le 24 avril, nous pouvons faire le choix de la France et de l'Europe ensemble.
Now, on the other hand, is Marine Le Pen, who is bidding to be France's first woman president. The French far-right presidential candidate has increased her first-round score from 2017. In the second round, she will pick up votes cast for her far-right rival Eric Zemmour, if elected as the country's first woman president. Le Pen has promised seismic shifts for France, both domestically and internationally. Entering the election's runoff, Le Pen has vowed to become the president for all. The 53-year-old candidate said that the runoff would present a fundamental choice between two visions. She said that the choice is between Macron's division, injustice and disorder, against her plan for social justice and protection.
Le peuple français s'est exprimé et me fait l'honneur d'être qualifié au second tour face au président sortant. Qu'il me soit permis d'exprimer aux millions d'électeurs qui m'ont témoigné leur confiance ma plus sincère gratitude. J'en mesure avec humilité toute la responsabilité.
None of the other candidates will be in the double digits except hard-left politician Jean-Luc Mélenchon with 21.7% of the votes. Mélenchon's score rose close to Marine Le Pen's. Going ahead of the choice of Mélenchon's voters will be a decisive factor. Now, 5 years ago, majority of his supporters had opted to vote for Macron, although Mélenchon has called on his supporters not to vote for Le Pen in the second round. The polls have suggested that a number of them may be tempted to vote for Le Pen this time. Meanwhile, far-right candidate Eric Zemmour finished at fourth place in the first round of voting with 7% of the vote. The numbers are lower than he had hoped for. While the other candidates urged voters to block the far-right in the second round, Zemmour has urged supporters to vote for Marine Le Pen. About 80% of the votes for Zemmour are now expected to be transferred to Le Pen. The French election result will have wide international influence as Europe struggles to contain the havoc wreaked by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Macron has strongly backed European Union sanctions on Russia, while Le Pen is worried about the impact of French living standards. And for more on this, we're now being joined by Mohammed Abdel Azim, political analyst and journalist from Paris. For more on this, thank you so much for joining us. Now, the next 2 weeks, they're going to be pivotal for France, with the debate on national television scheduled for the 20th of April. What are your expectations?
First of all, we have to remind that the election outcome is one of the most important one since the De Gaulle era, mean that the traditional political parties fall. The left side doesn't exist anymore in France, and the right-wing side as well. That's to explain you. Imagine that in Great Britain, that you don't have anymore the Labour or Tories parties, or in the States. Can you imagine the fall of the Republicans and Democrats as well? Here in France, things seems to be out of the traditional political parties. We are going to have for now all the outcome of the score of the left side with Mélenchon voters who are going to vote for Macron. The next 15 days will be a campaign, a very hard campaign for Macron, the actual president, and he might have not the same score as it was before in 2017. Right. Marine Le Pen is presenting the political advantage. We are talking here in France about maybe a score of 54 to 46.
Right. Now, polls suggest that Macron and Le Pen could progress to the second round runoff. It is predicted that this will be tougher than their face-off back in 2017. What is your assessment?
Yeah, it will be more tough for Macron because Macron is dealing for now the European presidency. He's as well candidate, and he's trying as well to follow up his political crisis. He was facing the COVID-19 crisis. He was trying to find out a solution for the Ukrainian crisis. The first campaign for the actual vote was very special because of the Ukrainian crisis as well. And Macron is really have the chance, the historical chance for the time being, knowing that for Marine Le Pen is now advantage with the right-wing voters. I mean, for the next time, 15 days, Macron will have to answer the very important question for French voters, knowing the security aspect and the international crisis that for Ukraine. Marine Le Pen doesn't have the chance to she will be defeated. But Macron have to answer the real questions for and give a real clear program. We are all waiting for the next TV debate between Macron and Le Pen. Yeah.
Now also, in fact, I was going to talk about campaigns next. While Macron has been focused on the war in Ukraine, Le Pen, on the other hand, has relentlessly been campaigning on domestic issues. What do you think of their respective approach to campaigning?
In fact, Marine Le Pen is trying to convince the hesitate voters to vote for her for inside and security matters, especially take out France from European Union, knowing that the most difficult issue for Marine Le Pen is Putin and Ukraine. All the voters now is considering Marine Le Pen as the continuity of a sort of umbrella or sort of link to Moscow side. This will be the big issue that will make difficulties for Marine Le Pen. She's trying, that's why she's trying to point out the inside issues like security, immigration, and the salaries as well. But Macron have advantage on that side because despite the fact that he's not working on security, he's not working for the retirement, these two issues will be important for him for the inside issues. But from the outside, from the international, Macron do have advantage because he tried to find a solution with Putin. He is presenting the European Union, and he do have advantages on Marine Le Pen in this issue.
Right. Mr. Azam, thank you so much for joining us with your analysis of the situation.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.